Gemini rising, Gemini sun, moon, and Venus signs. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to read your tarot cards here this week. Let's connect to that energy, and I will give you my disclaimer, which is that you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice or guidance, meant to motivate, empower, inspire you. If you're not feeling that way, if you're not digging the messages, simply click off. That's okay. Assume the messages are not for you and that they are meant to reach somebody else. They may resonate for you at a later date, so always be open to that, okay? So here we go. We're going to split the deck in just a second here. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you guys are doing good. Taurus season. It's about to be your birthday season, Gemini. It's coming up. It is coming up. So what's going on in your house of relationships? That feels like we got something to focus on there. So we'll probably jump into that sooner than later. Something needs to come to the surface, but you're holding back. It's like a secret or something that you get this card all the time. And I'm never meaning to attack you. I hate that this is the first one I'm focusing on, but I think it has to do with a relationship. There's an awkward conversation that needs to be had, or there's something you'd rather not say, but you're putting it off for a multitude of reasons. It doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. It's just, it's difficult, or it's awkward, or you're worried about hurting someone's feelings, or you're worried they're going to be very mad at you. There's something going on there, and the thing is, I think you're moving from this sort of this secret, maybe I can get away with it a little bit longer, to, you know what, I have to stand in my power and communicate it. So you will. I see that coming in, especially, okay, this makes so much sense to me. Mercury, the planet Mercury, which rules our thoughts, our ideas, and our communications, has just moved into Gemini. So eventually that will probably be conjunct, meaning on top of your natal sun, if you are a sun sign Gemini. Now, some of you are rising. Either way, though, that means Mercury is moving through your first house of identity. So there's a need to communicate sort of your truth, your being, your ego, your identity. Something about that needs to come to the surface. Very likely to fix a long-term relationship or contract that, again, it's just a little bit awkward right now. It doesn't mean it's an ending. It just, it's funny, I heard painstaking. So yeah, it could just be something that you've let go many times. It could be with a coworker, someone you're in a contract with. It could be a husband, a wife. There's something that it's like it's bubbling to the surface, and I think you've been biting your tongue. But yeah, if it's painstaking, it's like, where are you lying to yourself that this will get better if you don't address the issue head on? With the King of Wands, it's like you just need to be confident about this. You need to stand your ground, not be a doormat, if that's the case. Others of you, it's that maybe you feel guilty or you feel weird about something that transpired, and maybe you're hoping somebody doesn't find out, and you're like, you know what, like, I obviously this be the bigger person, do what you think is unthinkable. In a sense, if it liberates you from something, just even your own mind, the inner workings, the trappings of your own mind. Yeah, be bold, be courageous, be confident, because it will either liberate you from a situation that is sort of just uncomfortable, sticky, and also I think you're going to gain a new sense of self-respect just for yourself, knowing that you can conquer something that initially you just shied away from, right? Anyway, I don't mean to rain on your parade at all. You have actually, let's start with some good cards too. I was gonna say, you have some great cards here as well. I noticed that first and foremost, and I was like, okay, well, why is there this? And it has to do with this. Something needs to come to the surface or be advocated, vocalized, and it will. It absolutely will, but I see you sort of in waiting about, oh, well, it's awkward. How do I do it? You'll do it. You're gonna feel so much better when you do. All right. So let's talk about Wheel of Fortune. We always like to see that coming in. So this area of your life, which is ruled by Virgo, if you are indeed a Gemini rising, is being currently trined by all these planets in Taurus currently. So these areas of your life are sort of working in harmony, if we want to use that sort of idea to kind of guide you through this. And with Wheel of Fortune, even if it's making an awkward aspect, usually Wheel of Fortune is positive. It's very much connected to Jupiter, which is connected to good luck, fortune, sort of the divine intervention, but in a positive way. And the Wheel of Fortune, it moves, it rotates, right? So it's forward progress, which is usually a good thing. So if you're very sentimental about the past, and some of you might be, because it's coming up in your fourth house, which has a close connection to the past, it might be saying, okay, time to expand out of the comfort zone, because that is an absolute certainty when this card appears. It is about expansion. It is about growth. It's not contraction the way Saturn is. Jupiter's like, yeah, let's go big or go home. So some of you may be seeing expansion in your family. Literally, maybe there's new children being born. Some of you may be seeing expansion in your land, your foundation, your property. You may be doing house construction. It could also be an expansion in a relationship with your family. If you've always had an awkward relationship, especially with a mother figure, there could be a lighter, buoyant energy in the air right now that you're taking advantage of. Especially introducing a more spiritual side to your relationship. That might be something that you guys connect on, again, because I'm looking at the aspects of what's going on. There may have been an awkward power dynamic in a family in the past, and that's possible that could be reconciled in a really harmonious way in the coming weeks. Maybe not forever, but maybe, this says to me, good fortune is in your hands, so make the most of it. It's what you do with it that will make the world of difference, but there is opportunities that the universe is presenting you with. Yes, something to do with deep-seated... I don't even want to cast a shadow on it, but like narratives that haven't fully been played out in like the real world. It's like maybe deep psychological wounds is a good way of putting it. Or just something, again, you've been holding on to. Maybe this whole awkward conversation, contracts, soul contracts, it could be with a member of your family. It doesn't have to be a relationship. But yeah, I see there being a little bit of fear of stepping forward to address that person or address that issue or concern. But with Jupiter, I kind of see this as, hey, it's a great time to do it because you have a lot of things working in your favor right now. Now, in terms, if we're going to jump off of that, in terms of, okay, well, what could possibly go wrong here? Sort of making an awkward aspect to this again, very fortuitous energy. It could be money comes into your home unexpectedly or something like that. Anything that could potentially disrupt this ease or this harmony. Honestly, the biggest thing I see here is with, again, Mercury moving, planet Mercury, ideas, thoughts, communication, our words, our speech, our intonation. Moving into Gemini, it can be very quick, it can be very scattered, it can be very, let's just get it done and now. There's a speed to Knight of Swords energy, right? Very Mercury and Gemini kind of depiction. He's fast. His words don't always coddle or cater to those who are more empathetic or sensitive. So I guess all I'm saying is there's no reason to hold back your truth. There is reason to choose your words carefully and understand that even with the greatest of intention, with Mars in Cancer, there's definitely huge potential for coming in sort of like what is a good expression? Like throwing a stick of dynamite in the water. It could end in kaboom if you're not careful with how your words are being chosen. I feel like they always say when you're addressing someone, it's much better to make a lot of I statements. I feel this way rather than you're doing this and you're doing that. So that's just one example. Choose your words carefully. And the thing is, with the King of Wands coming through here, I think you will. The King of Wands doesn't feel the need to hold back or to conceal or hide what he's thinking or feeling. He actually tends to be very blunt. But we have to remember he's the king, though. He's not the Knight of Wands. He's not kind of this, youngster, teenage, immature energy. I'm just going to say stuff and not... no, he puts thought into it. He's an excellent communicator. Again, also very spiritual. There's a strong spiritual connection that could be forged. Or again, there could be improvements in that area, especially with a parent or a family thing. So the only reason I mention that is, if this is a troublesome thing in your life and you're anticipating or dreading the conversation, I don't see Eight of Swords here, by the way. So that says to me that this is not as bad as you're making it out to be. And I don't mean to sound condescending in any way. I'm here to comfort you. There will be movement. Yes, something with it could even be a father figure. Movement in terms of... your foundation, something about the fourth house, something that has been set in stone and always has been, its tradition, its legacy. If there's something about that isn't promoting a healthy relationship in your life, it's not the end of the narrative if you don't want it to be. There's huge chance for you to come in and bring this to a healthier place, right? When the devil shows up, and the devil is actually showing up again in a positive aspect. So this is about commitment and devotion. If this person or this situation means a lot to you, you have the potential to make it better. Very much associated with Capricorn. If you put in the effort, you will see the reward. A very close connection to Saturn, the planet of responsibility, the planet of hard work, commitment, seriousness, a need to take this very seriously and not just brush it off as, oh, well, that's just the way they are. It doesn't have to be that way, Gemini. Anyway, the King of Wands is a very effective communicator and does things in a just way, especially in terms of family dynamics, very close connection to Leo. Leo are strongly, fiercely loyal and protective of their tribe, of the pack of lions, so to say. Anyway, in terms of your money, what I see here is awesome. Ace of Pentacles. So money looks good. This could certainly be a new opportunity of money. It could just be some small income coming in. It could potentially be a new job offer if you're looking for that. If all of that is foreign and you're not really pursuing anything new, this could just simply be like, yeah, money's there. Not every week is it going to be a job offer, right? That wouldn't be realistic. There's nothing bad to say about this. If you are applying to jobs, I would say, hell yeah, this looks good. If you're not, I think money is just showing up to be like, yeah, we're good. We're here. Next. Like, that's almost what I get from that, which is very interesting. And then let's talk about dating. Let's transition to that. You may be waiting. You may be waiting to hear back from a friend. It could be a Pisces. It doesn't have to be. It could also be an Aries. That's going to continue to, I think, be in stagnation or delayed for a little bit longer. Coming up in your 5th house of sort of sex, dating, pleasure, hobbies, leisure, sort of not super serious. Just, you understand what I mean? It's dating for pleasure, seeing what's out there, seeing what you catch. There's a really lighthearted nature to this. I love this card. This is exactly the type of energy you want to see showing up in the 5th house. Because the minute you start taking your 5th house too seriously, like, oh my God, I got to get my ducks in a row, in your house of fun and pleasure, like, do you understand how that's sort of taking it serious and responsibly, of course, but this is very compatible energy on how to approach relationships. Again, if you're single and looking or sort of getting a pulse or a vibe on someone, this is like, yeah, okay, cool, let's do it. Let's jump in. Like, let's go on an adventure. Very much associated with the Fool. The Fool is connected to planet Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. So some of you may have a new Aquarius entering your life, or if you're currently dating one, I see you continuing to do so. Yes, I'm hearing the word untainted or untouched, and I don't necessarily think that's more in like a sexual sense. It could be if you guys haven't been intimate. There's something about there's a pure connection here. It's almost like an unspoken connection, a psychic connection. You guys just kind of, there's an ease to it initially. You just kind of get each other, which that's amazing. That's awesome. This card is bright yellow. It's fun. There's a little dog in the corner. Like, what else do you need from me? This looks adorable, and this looks beautiful. A dog may factor into this in some way. Maybe you guys have the same dog, or you have a mutual interest, or you guys meet at the dog park, or something about a dog. Maybe you just talk about that a lot, right? Tell me a little bit more. Oh, God. Gemini, crushing it. Venus will be headed into Gemini. So again, no matter what your sign is, Venus being the planet of love, of beauty, of harmony, of balance. Also our self-worth, how much we love and respect ourselves. Essentially what we attribute value to in our lives, planet Venus. That will be transiting through Gemini. I believe it starts like May. Do I have it written down? It's like May 8th or May 9th. I have a calendar in the corner of my room and I'm like, well, I probably need to get glasses. I think it's like May 8th or May 9th. Anyway, Venus will be transiting the zodiac sign of Gemini. So if you're watching this, you probably have some connection to that sign. So an extra dose of love, an extra push towards sort of enjoying the beauty and seeing what life has to offer. And this says to me, yeah, you're showing up and doing it. Haven't even gotten into this, but like aces are good. Bottom line, aces are new opportunities, blessings, new beginnings, frequently sort of a gift from the divine for you to utilize and take advantage of. It's not always just, oh, here's a gift. It's here's an opportunity, make the most of it. I think you will. I think something about this is transitioning into a really beautiful chapter of your life. 10 of Cups, usually it's the culmination of something very happy. So if you're already dating someone and you're getting that vibe of, man, like, this is good, I kind of want to lock it down, it's possible that this could end up being a future husband material, right? My King of Pentacles is typically husband, head of the household, and it could be female too. I don't want to make it a gender sexist thing. That's never my intent. Just simply by sort of this, heteronormative depiction of the King of Pentacles, I always say kind of head of the household, maybe like a father figure, or it could be a boss figure or something like that. So, especially if this isn't so much related to your love life, this could also relate to something involving your children. This could also relate to something involving your creative endeavors. If it's not literal pregnancy, what you give birth to and create. Very much, very connected to like artists and creative activities. Again, like your sports life, your leisure activities, things of that sort. So if you've been working on something for a while, you may just see a really positive shift in the reception of your art or your even just like socialization among friends. It could be there's just like a buoyant energy here. This is awesome, Gemini. I really like it. In terms of the devil, again, sort of some Saturn, Capricorn-esque energy. I think I relayed this to you earlier because Pluto is sitting in your 8th house of your mental wellness, your mental health. It has a lot to do with psychology, the past. It has a lot to do with other people's money, your sex life, things of that. It's a complicated house, but there's nothing bad about it. It's fascinating to learn about, but it's one of the more complex ones. It's not just like, oh, your money, your ego, the 8th house is much more complex. Frequently, it's money you attain via other people's efforts or endeavors. If the 2nd house is the money you make for a living, the 8th house, which opposes it, is more money that you acquire or comes to you through a different means. Very much related to taxes or inheritance or something of that sort. So with this, it could say that I'm hearing the word stuck. Capricorn, earth energy, it's very slow moving, but again, if you can sort of ride it out, you will see the reward and the success regarding this issue or this matter if you put in the effort. Again, if you sort of put on your hat of responsibility and taking this very seriously, the reward will be worth it in the end, but it can be a tricky, fickle energy that, again, these are weekly readings, right? The tarot cards especially, these are weekly. So there could be something that is a little bit psychologically intimidating this week. Again, doesn't mean it won't pass, but more or less, this is not about running scared. This is about facing the devil. This is about facing your fears, which again is a metaphor for what's inside of us. Very rarely is this representing another person. Occasionally, sure, you can choose to view it that way, right? If you have deep psychological wounds, especially with a Capricorn, but with anyone in your life, this may represent that other person. But again, I would still argue you this week are really being encouraged to not run from your problems, to face them head on, because I think they're only being worsened by always being on the run, by always being on the defense, by not facing up to them. And then there's potentially good movement regarding your work status with travel opportunities. And I know I threw a whole bunch at you there, but if you work in any industry where there's a lot of travel or potential for a business trip, in your house of long distance travel, you have my, take flight card. So possibly booking a flight or doing something, especially for a father. If it's not for you, you may be helping your dad book a flight. It may also have to do with a boss. If you're an admin, maybe you're booking flights for your boss. Maybe you are going on a job interview. But again, this would be long distance travel. So just putting it out there. And I'm also getting something about foreign languages. Some of you may be needing to learn or acquire that skill for a job or just for pleasure, right? Foreign lands, again, long distance travel. If it's not travel, some of you are learning a new language, and it could even be like sign language, something that you would consider foreign to like your native language, or there's just an increased need or requirement for you to be bilingual or trilingual or however many languages you speak. There's an increased need to speak that other language. I know it's a little bit crazy sounding, but hopefully that makes sense to some of you out there. Yeah, in terms of your work, it looks really good this week. You have 2 kings showing up, so maybe you have decisions of clients you want to work with. Maybe you have 2 people very excited to work with you. Maybe you have 2 job offers. They're both kings, so I would say there's a very positive energy regarding who these people are. This especially could be a job offer. An offer comes to you from sort of the King of Pentacles, which can represent the boss. And then showing up sort of in your 10th house of long-term career goals, you have one of my favorite long-term kings. He's the most futuristic of them all because he's ruled by the mind, very much connected to air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. He puts a lot of thought into things. Again, excellent communicator. Something about, it doesn't surprise me in a Gemini reading. Lots of speech, writing, communication. With Mercury going into Gemini, we're going to see a lot more of that. So you have a lot of things sort of giving me pings about, technology, languages, speech, foreign languages, communication is coming to the forefront. So especially if you work in some sort of career where public speech or addressing large groups of people is important, your mind is very sharp this week, so you should utilize that to your advantage. Take advantage of your quick wit. Again, Mercury moving through Gemini, that's going to benefit those who have very strong resonance with the sign of Gemini, more so than everyone else. So, I like that this is showing up. This could certainly represent a boss or a father figure, a point of authority. He's very much a I don't want to say authoritarian because that has a negative connotation, but he is a point of authority, someone who you would want his respect in a sense. So whoever this is, whether it's you or someone else, there's a serious nature to him. But again, there's also, he's full of kind of surprises though. He's also very witty. He's very charismatic. He's very smooth talking. He's great at, he can dance around the courtroom. He is very, what is the word I'm looking for? He influences others easily with his words and with his mind. People look at him and go, yeah, that's a good point. That's my King of Swords right now. So maybe you're just being really convincing. You probably have really great negotiation skills this week. So maybe whatever this is, maybe that's an extra boost of confidence to say, hey, you're showing up as the King of Swords. Like, you got this, right? Or maybe this is who you're going to talk to. And I could see where that might be even sort of provoke fear because you're like, oh, well, they're so quick. Every time I say something, they always have a rebuttal. Well, you know, so do you, though. So do you, Gemini. That's a positive message. All right, let's go around the zodiac and wrap it up. Let's get one card on each zodiac sign. You can choose to view this platonically. I'm going to read for romance. You have a decent amount of Aquarius energy coming through. I definitely see, in terms of major arcana, I see Capricorn. I see Aries regarding travel. I see Capricorn in your mind, psychologically. Wheel of Fortune is sometimes Sagittarius or Pisces, but meh, it's showing up in your house, if that makes any sense. So unless you're moving in with one or you have a child that's that, I'm not sure, but we'll go around and see. So Gemini dealing with another Gemini, Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's awkward. There's a conversation that needs to be had, but no one's making the first move. But you're both thinking about it, and you're both not enjoying the current position you're in, so in the nicest possible way, what are you going to do about it? Some of you I'm hearing like get out of jail free card. Like someone may have screwed up and they know it, but they're not necessarily admitting it. The thing is, the whole get out of jail free, this person might forgive you. Or vice versa. You may forgive this person even though they really screwed up. But honestly, fixing it, it's like coming forward and like being a man about it. Or however you want to say it, being very forthcoming with what went wrong and, apologizing, right? That apology fixes a lot of things, but especially action. Changed behavior fixes a lot of things as well. If you're dealing with a Cancer, Wheel of Fortune, love it. Keep pursuing it. It will expand and grow. Some of you may be involved with a Cancer who's pregnant or vice versa. You may be pregnant. You know what I'm trying to say. If you're with a Leo, Knight of Wands. Yeah, forward movement with passion. I like it. If you are dealing with a Virgo, the mother, so pregnant, unless you have a Virgo mother, and some of you absolutely do, the way this card is definitely called the mother, there may be a power struggle with the mother. Do you see how she's sitting on this throne of penis? To be honest, there could be a very cockiness to this person. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence with this. For some of you, it has to do with your mother, and I know that you wanted the message to be romantic. Something about that is currently linked to a Virgo. If your Virgo is not a mother, if your mother is not a Virgo, something about the mother is very important either in their relationship or yours. That's what's coming through this week. There's a little bit of a cat and mouse thing or a manipulative. Someone's doing something they know is wrong or that's going to irritate you, and they're doing it no holds bar. They're needling you. They know this bothers you, and they're like, I'm going to turn it up even higher. What? That's the vibe I get from this. It's very cocky, and this person is pushing your buttons. If this is an ex, they know you're watching them on social media and purposely posting selfies with the hot girl or the hot guy in the room. That's what this is. It's like, oh, you're watching me? Okay. I'm sorry, I don't like it this week if I'm being honest, but doesn't mean you can't pursue it. If you're dealing with a Libra, I think your Libra's kind of sad this week. I don't mean to offend the Libras. It's almost like they're looking for pity points, though. And I don't know if it's a bad thing. This Libra may be going through something very deep and very profound and very dark, but they're wanting you to more or less talk them through it or coddle them or help them, and I don't see you doing that. And I don't know why. It's either because you're not interested or you want them to learn to fight their own battles, but I don't think your method of being distant with them is at all working in the way you think. It's like if you're trying to, I don't know, if you're trying to establish some sort of they need to stand on their own 2 feet, this is like you ripped off the Band-Aid too fast. It's not your responsibility to coddle this person or to help them in any way, but if you love them and respect them, there should be a conversation about how you guys are going to approach the situation, because, yeah, this Libra is very defeated and heavy-hearted this week. And if you're crushing on a Libra and they're the one who's kind of giving you the cold shoulder, they've already moved on to a Scorpio. If you are dealing with a Scorpio, Queen of Cups, I think there's love there. Someone is holding out for you with the Queen of Cups. I don't know if you're there or they're not there, but there's this bright opportunity that's coming up. So maybe it's a new person as well. If it's not someone you already know, there's a bright opportunity with a Scorpio. If you're dealing with a Sag, Seven of Wands, this person loves the attention. This person knows that you want them, but so does everybody else, and they have their pick of the litter. So that's disappointing if it's you're looking at them, right? Because you're not the only one. This person's actually very spiritual, though. It's an interesting combination, and I mean, that's totally cool. You can be spiritual and have a lot of romantic connections, right? What's the deal there? Yeah, their first focus right now is sex and spirituality, though. That's the funny thing. Like, I don't even know what to do with that, because I'm like, I can't cast them out as a bad person. They're just, I don't even want to say player. There's a playfulness to them, and they're enjoying connections and partnership, but I don't see this person as committing to one anytime soon. I think they're thinking about who they would, but they're in no rush. You're going to be vying for their attention definitely for the next week or so, at least. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, the World, there's liberation and freedom there. So either your Capricorn got out of a situation that was really oppressive and keeping them stuck, or you may have liberated yourself from a toxic relationship with a Capricorn. Or it doesn't even have to be toxic. There might be distance. There may be a need to travel to go see them, but this person's like on the fence of calling it quits, I feel, or initiating some new cycle with you. But I don't know if that's a cycle independent from you or even more together. And hopefully you know at this point, right? I don't know. There's a coldness to this energy this week. You're not in the forefront of their mind. If you're dealing with an Aquarius, beautiful. The star, hopes and dreams and wishes coming true, and they're showing up here. So unless they're dating another Aquarius, I think this is saying that, they're in their highest vibration. So whatever they're showing you, they're actually in a good place right now. So that will continue. So if they're not messaging you, it says to me, well, they're coming at it from a very good place and that they're just not interested. Or if they are, it's because they're excited and they like you. And yeah, I like this card. They've done the healing work, or they're still going through it, but it's a positive reading for them. If you're dealing with a Pisces, they feel like you've given them the cold shoulder or vice versa, but there's still passion there. They're still thinking about you. There's still a very intense sexual connection with the Pisces. If you are dealing with an Aries, Three of Shields. Okay, so Three of Pentacles in this deck. It talks about collaboration and teamwork. This may be someone you work with and there's always like a light flirtation, but you guys can't act on it because it wouldn't be like professional at work or something like that. Or it's like, and also there's such a group mentality to this. It's like they want to get you alone, but you guys are never in a circumstance where you can be alone and this person can confess something to you like privately. So I think that's going to continue for the next week, but I do think there's interest or intrigue. Intrigue is the word I would use. If you are dealing with a Taurus, last but not least, forward movement. Yeah, I think this person is going to travel to come see you. Possibly plane travel. So if you're already with one, you guys might, again, be booking travel. Or they may be booking travel for work, but there's flight and, like, movement. And generally speaking, Eight of Wands is really positive, so I like it. I like the Taurus's reading this week. All right, Geminis, whoever joined me in this reading as well, thanks so much. Remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and enter the contest for a free tarot giveaway. There will be a timestamp right down below. You can click on that and figure out how to do it, and it will play also right now. What's up, guys? This is a friendly reminder to submit your name if you are looking to throw in a submission to win a free tarot reading from me, the Intuitive Teacup. There will be 3 winners announced on May 9th, and in order to submit your entry, I am asking that you leave a comment on any video of your choice here on my channel. It has to be one of my videos, listing the 3 qualities you admire most about yourself, 3 qualities you find very likable or desirable, 3 things that you're proud of about yourself. So loyalty, trustworthy, creative, funny, compassionate, any of those things. It's up to you. Leave those 3 descriptor words, and next to it, I want you to include the hashtag Team Teacup. That's just simply to let me know that you're entering your name for the competition and not just leaving a random comment. So yeah, that is what you're being asked to do. 1 comment is 1 submission. You can submit as many times as you would like, aka leave as many comments as you want. They can be the same descriptors, different ones. That's entirely up to you. So there will be 3 winners. If you are a winner, I will comment on your comment as well as announce your name on my channel and my Instagram. From there, we will message privately and you will be allowed to submit one question you would like me to answer. And that's that. It's pretty easy, pretty basic. Of course, if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. It really does help me. And I welcome you to join me over on Instagram because that was sort of the brainchild of this contest anyway. I reached 1,000 subs on Instagram, which is great. I love interacting with you guys there, and it allows me to do things here on YouTube that I can't. So welcome you to follow me over there or on Facebook. It's not necessary. It's not required to enter the competition, but you do need to submit to my YouTube channel or subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, that's about it. So I look forward to announcing the winner Sunday, May 9th, so make sure you enter before then.